So next topic is our stoichiometry. So what is that? That is in the first case, that is our molarity. Now this molarity is very important because uh, in what we can say, in this chapter and the next upcoming chapters, molarity is the one of the key concepts because you will need it in solution, in equilibrium, and also in this chapter. So try to understand it very carefully, and if you listen to me, you will understand it. Okay, so let us see first what is molarity. That is number of moles of a solute by per liter of the solution. Now in the second line I have simplified it for you. That is weight by molecular weight of the solute by volume of the solution by 1000. Now uh, let us see an example. That is, if 50 gram of any solution, let us assume that M is taken, whose molecular mass is M1, and we have taken it W1 as weight, and 100 gram of, and W1 is what, here 50 gram. So 100 gram of another is taken. So its molecular weight, let us assume M2. Okay. So in the first line, what will be the thing? So the lesser amount of uh, solution which is taken, so that will be our solute. So if we take it as solute, okay, so we have let us write it here that it's weight by molecular weight, that is our M1, and then 100 gram of M dash, that its molecular weight is M2, so we don't need it here. Okay, so let us assume that it is 2 liter or taken, the what I can say, the amount of this solute, and also the 5 liter of this 100 gram of M dash is taken. So the total volume we have to uh, write here, that is 2 plus 5 7. Okay, you understanding it? And then we will just divide it with 1000. So that's how we conclude molarity of a solution, and it has also a unit, that is gram per liter, because we are dividing weight by the volume, so that is our gram per liter. Okay, so next is our molarity upon dilution. So what is molarity upon dilution? That is, uh, let us see a uh, solute which is we have taken 2 molar, and its volume is 2 liter. Okay, M1. Now it is diluted, that is water is added in it, so now its volume becomes 3 liter. So what will be the resultant molarity then? Okay, so that's, we have a formula, that is M1 V1 equal to M2 V2. Okay, upon dilution, that is that we have written here. So we'll just put the values, that is 2 initial molarity, 2 initial volume, M2 we don't know, we have to conclude it, and 3 is your final volume. Okay, so M2 will be what? That is our 4 by 3 molar. So that is our what, molarity upon dilution. So let us see the next, that is our molarity upon mixture. Now, molarity upon mixture, uh, that we have a formula, that is M1 V1 plus M2 V2 equal to MR plus into V1 plus V2. So what is that? Let us see an example. That 2m of H2SO4 in 100 ml of solution is taken, and also 2 molar of NaOH. It does not take NaOH. 2 molar of what you can say, HCl is taken in 100 ml here. Okay, so what will be the resultant molarity? So we'll just put the values, plus 2 into 100 right? Equal to MR, we don't know. We have to conclude that. And here 100 plus 100, that is will be 200. So MR will be what? That is 200 into 200. Above side will be 400 and 200. So it comes 2 molar. Now, what if there is acid and base is given? So we have to then minus it. Okay, so let us see that also. Uh, Let us take here in place of HCl, what is taken? That is NaOH is taken. Okay, uh, and the amount is taken what? 3m here, 3m H2SO4. So it will be 3 into 100 minus 2 into 100, because the base is less in quantity, so and the acid is more, so we are subtracting it from in there, and here MR, but the volume will not be subtracted, it will be added. So 100 plus 100 will be it. So then MR will be what? That is 100 by 200, right? Because 300 minus 200 will be 100. So it will come 1 by 2, that is a 0.5 molar. So that's how we do molarity of mixture. So next is our mole fraction. It is also a very important thing. So let us see what happens. That is psi of solute. So we take this psi value because of this of the mole fraction. So psi solute equal to number of moles of the solute by number of moles of the solution. Then also the psi of solvent, what will be it, or mole fraction of solvent, it is number of moles of the solvent by number of moles of the solution. And also mole fraction of solute plus mole fraction of solvent equal to our 1. Okay, so let us see an example. That is if we take 3 moles of let us assume one compound, that is M, and 2 moles of this compound, it is M1 and it is M2. So it will be the mole fraction of this M1, that is psi M1 equal to, we'll write it 3 moles by 3 plus 2 moles, because the total number of moles of the solution. So it will be 3 by 5. So what will be the psi M2? That will be a 2 by 5. Now we know how to conclude mole. So if they don't give you the mole directly, also they can give you the weight. And so if you know the molecular weight of this M2, so you can easily conclude the mole and then do this process. So that's how we conclude mole fraction. So now let us see the relation between molarity and molality, because in NEET question it is frequently asked. Okay, they will give you some value of density and also some value of molarity or molarity, and they will ask you to conclude the opposite thing, that is the molarity or molality. Okay, so let us see the question, that is, let us see the 3 molar is given. Now they have told you to how much molal, or what will be the molality of this solution. So how we are going to conclude that? That is through this formula. Okay, that is molality equal to 1000 into molarity by 1000 into density minus molarity into molecular weight of the solute. So let us see it again. 1000 into molarity by 1000 into D minus molarity into molecular weight of the solute. Okay, but what is molality? Okay, so that is our number of moles of the solute by per kg of the solution. So number of moles of the solute, we have seen it, that weight by molecular weight of the solute. But here in the molarity, we have seen the volume of the solution by 1000, but here it is not volume, it is weight of the solution by 1000. So weight of the solution by 1000, that is the difference between molarity and molality. Okay, so as you can see that the upper side is also weight and the lower side is also weight. So weight is divided by weight, so it has no unit naturally. Okay, so that's why it has no unit, as mass is divided by mass, right? So let us see the next, that is our normality. The normality is very important, because in equilibrium chapter where there is ionic equilibrium, you will need it in everywhere. Okay, and that is if they want to conclude you pH of a solution, so you will just first need to know the normality of it, because if you don't know the normality, then how can you just conclude the concentration of H3O plus rho H minus in the solution? For that you have to know the normality. So let us see it. This gram equivalent of the solute by volume of the solution in ml. So what is this gram equivalent? That is mass of the solute, that will be given in the question by equivalent mass of that solute. Okay, so mass of the solute by equivalent weight of the solute, and the lower side is same as molarity, that is volume of the solution by 1000. Okay, so let us see the normality upon mixture. So it is same as the our molarity, but a thing is different here, that will we discuss. That is, here one thing comes into play, that is our n factor. Okay, so n factor is normality by molarity. Now what is this n factor? Okay, so this n factor we will just see it here elaborate in the normality upon mixture. Okay, so let us take a mixture first, that is 100 ml of H2SO4, which is normality, let us take 2 normal. Okay, and also 100 ml of HCl, which is also 2 normal. So what will be the NR then? So it is easy, right? That is our 200 plus 200 by 200, so it will be 2. So but if its molarity is given and they want to know its resultant normality, then what we will do? That's where comes the n factor. Okay, so let us take that example also, that is 100 ml of H2SO4, which is 2 molar, and 100 ml of HCl, that is our 1 molar. Okay, so then what will be the resultant normality? So what we have just seen here, that is n factor equal to normality plus molarity. So you can just write it like that: the normality is equal to n factor into molarity, right? So for H2SO4, it gives 2, maximum 2H plus in the solution, so its n factor will be 2, and HCl gives 1H plus, so its n factor will be 1. Now if we just want to decide the resultant normality, so we will write it like this: that is volume into molarity into our n factor. Okay, so the what is that? That is our 2. And what will be for HCl? That is 100 into 1 into n factor is 1, so we'll write it 1, and then we write the total volume. So it will be 400 plus here 100 by 200, that means 500 by 200, so it will be 5 by 2 or 2.5 normal. Okay, so that's how we decide normality upon mixture of a solution whose molarity is given by n factor. Okay, so after the n factor is discussed, let us see some n factors for different molecules. That is for HCl, it will be 1, H2SO4 2, HNO3 1, H3PO4 3, H3PO2 1, and H3PO3 2, H3BO3 1. Now why this H3PO3 1, H3PO3 2, H3PO3 1? For this you have to see our inorganic video of our group 15 elements and group 13 elements. There you can understand why it comes 1 and 2 and 1. Okay, and for group 16 element you can understand this H2SO4 why comes this n factor 2. If they give you SO3, so take it as H2SO4 and its n factor will come 2. If CO2 or H2CO3 given, the n factor 2, NaOH, KOH 1, COH whole twice 2, MgOH whole twice 1, BOH whole twice 1, NH3, NH4OH1, NaCl, KCl1, MgCl to 2, Na2CO3 2, NaHCO3 1, Na2SO4 2. Okay.
To learn difficult concept of physics, chemistry and biology within few minutes to crack NEET and JEE with fun, like, share and subscribe our new YouTube channel Shantu. You will get conceptual videos, highly effective notes, short tricks, mock tests and much more. Hope we shall meet there.